For more on this, National Border Patrol Council President Brandon Judd, just want to put the mugshot of the suspected terrorist who was caught. This is something that Kevin McCarthy and Congressman Katko mentioned back on March 15th. They were ridiculed, but they were proven right. Here's what they said back then.
Not just people from Mexico or Honduras or El Salvador. They're now finding people from Yemen, Iran, Turkey. People on the terrorist watch list they are catching. And they're rushing it all at once.
Individuals that they have on the watch list for terrorism are now starting to exploit the southern border. We need to wake up.
CNN also did a fact check, said fact-checking GOP claims that people on terror watch lists are rushing the border. All right, so maybe rushing, okay, fine, if they want to quibble with that. But the fact that, it only takes one terrorist to actually cause a lot of harm, and the fact that yesterday Bill Melugin told us they had 11,000 gotaways in November alone, sir.
Yeah, when you look at the total number of people that are crossing our border illegally, there is a rush. Now, whether there's a rush of people from Saudi Arabia, Iran, Iraq, that's a different story. But we do know that we're apprehending people from 151 different countries, including countries all over the Middle East, countries that have ties to terrorist organizations such as Eritrea in the African continent. So, yes, we're apprehending people from everywhere. And then on top of that, we're having a record number of people that are able to evade apprehension. When you go to Yuma, I was just there on Monday of last week. When you go to Yuma, 90% of our resources are in processing. We only have 10% of our agents that are on the border. We have holes that are just wide open that criminal cartels are able to exploit, and including terrorist organizations will be able to exploit those holes in our coverage as well if they want to. So yes, it exists. It's there. It's a real threat. Now, the problem is why not be safe than sorry? Why not open your eyes to the problem, and why not do something about it? And that's what I'm trying to push this administration to do. When you look at the filling in the gaps of the wall, that's something that we've been constantly on them to do. And thank goodness they're actually starting to do that, because that's where all of these people in Yuma are coming through. They're coming through those gaps in the walls. Yes, they are giving themselves up, but they're still coming through those gaps.
Yeah, you mentioned the countries, 151 there, quite stunning. They're just looking at this website, pewresearch.org. The number of encounters from Romania in the year 2020 was 266. The number of encounters for people from Romania this year in 2021 is 4,029. Turkey, a year ago, it was 67. Turkey this year is 1,306. I mean, it just blows your mind. That soundbite from then candidate Joe Biden talking about high tech. What have they done in the last 8, 9, 10 months in high tech on the border?
Nothing at all. And it really wouldn't matter. Even if you had high tech on the border, all it would be doing is counting the gotaways that are able to evade apprehension. High tech doesn't do anything as far as allowing us to take people into custody. All it does is tells us where they're at. But if we don't have the resources on the border to actually take people into custody, it doesn't matter. One of the things that I have constantly harped on DHS to doing is if we were to take these people, if you look at Yuma right now, we're shipping people from Yuma off to Laredo to be processed. Why are we sending people on the southwest border to another southwest border sector? We just don't have the resources. Why aren't we sending them up to the northern border to process up on the northern border so that we can have our resources in the field? If we would do that in Yuma, if we would take the people that we apprehend in Yuma and send them up to the northern border for processing, then we would have our people in the field. So this administration has done absolutely nothing. No policies, no programs, no operations, no new technology, nothing to secure this border, and that's why we're seeing the influx that we're currently dealing with. You said that you're urging the administration, you're talking to them, you're urging them. Do you get a response ever? Lukewarm at best. They listen. They say that they listen to what I say, but they're not. They've never implemented anything. So no, I'm not getting any type of a response.
One last question here. Some of the observations on crime in some of these big Democratic cities. You start to see a shift. The mayor in San Francisco, the governor in California said something about it the other day. There may be more of that. Have you seen any shift on the border in this administration at that level?
Well, right now, I mean, if you look at what happened yesterday, again, we've been yelling at the top of our lungs to get them to fill in the gaps in the wall. So now they are actually coming in to fill in the gaps. They've got to do something. They know that they have to do something. This is a very small thing, but you give me 1 foot of wall, that's 1 more foot of protection.
Understood.
On the border.
But you're saying you see some movement, however small that might be, correct?
Yes, a little bit.
All right, we'll see how much more you get in 2022. Thank you, Brandon Judd, for your time.
Thank
today.
you.